Tēnā koutou katoa. The following presentation is from the Kaikohekohe Learning and Change Network. The network was originally made up of 3 schools, Kaikohe West, Tautoro and Ahaiwai. We have now grown to 6 schools. Initially, our achievement challenge was Learning Together is Empowering. From this challenge, we identified the following change priorities: developing partnerships with whānau, future-focused learning, and lateral learning. We would like to share our story of how belonging to the Learning and Change Network has impacted on student achievement, engagement and learning, from the perspective of students, whānau, teachers and principals.
So why did Ohio School and especially me want to be part of a Learning Change Network? Well, at first I didn't really know too much about Learning Change Networks, but it seemed a really good idea to be part of a network of schools, especially as at the beginning we were like-minded principals, and when we first thought about it and started to take part in it, we thought based on modern learning environments, but as we moved early on into the meetings, we found out that that actually wasn't the case, and the words learning and change rang real bells with me, and I was very interested in anything that could help the children at my school to achieve better, especially our target students. So for me, one of the main things was to be able to work with other schools and not just our own school. We had done lots of focused PD work in writing, and so when the 3 schools got together and looked at the achievement challenge and we all came up with writing, well, it really made sense to work with other schools to be able to moderate, collaborate, and especially have teachers working together, and ultimately having children working across the world, working with other people, other children, collaborating to give them ideas that they can achieve anywhere at any time and in any place.
Kia ora, I'm Marilyn Tehira, Principal of Kaikohe West School. Kaikohe West School became part of our Learning and Change Network to develop a shared teaching pedagogy that we could use to improve the achievement in writing. The Learning and Change Network provided an opportunity for our schools as principals to have a forum where we could meet together and discuss areas of our Learning and Change challenge that we could work on together. As a principal, the Learning and Change Network provided support in managing the teaching and learning changes that we wanted to see across our schools, and provide support teacher to teacher, classroom to classroom and school to school. A particular area that made the network successful is that we were able to identify what worked well in our schools and in our classrooms and share those, but also to identify particularly the areas in our writing programs that we felt we could do differently, and then have a wider audience of skill sets in our teaching staff that we could share and model from across the schools. So it really became a collaborative teaching and learning network.
How has being part of a Learning and Change Network made an impact on student achievement? First, it has strengthened my capabilities to teach in a modern learning environment so that I feel my students enjoy learning more. It has made an impact first by shifting my teacher practice to more student-directed learning. Within our cluster, teachers are working collaboratively in schools and across schools to share ideas and moderate writing and toolkits together. My teaching has changed and I feel that my students are more engaged. We have a class site and a blog site where we add work from the students throughout the week. We enjoy going to courses with each other. We went to the GAF Summit and brought back some ideas that we can put into our classrooms.
Being part of a Learning and Change Network has helped us to change our practice to meet the needs of our digital natives. These have led to more student choice in their learning, and it's given our students opportunity to share their learning which leads to higher student engagement, and that impacts on their learning because they are present in it.
My teaching has changed with online planning by making planning available for students to access and having links for their learning which are directly related and visible to their learning needs. Of two students who have made huge progress in maths and reading, both students struggled with basic facts, had difficulty with place value and number knowledge, and for reading and comprehension. But with planning and specific tutorials, these students have hooked into their learning and are now progressing towards their expected level. We also get reports from relievers confirming that students are motivated and engaged in their learning, on task with their work. Relievers have access to their learning, which helps them understand what the children are working on. Since being involved in LCN, I have noticed that children are more engaged in their learning. The ability to be able to give them instant feedback on their writing has been really powerful. It is real time for them and they can make the changes necessary. Also, them being able to share it with a buddy or a group of children and then for them to comment has been meaningful and has made their writing authentic. Children enjoy sharing their work on their blog so that it can be viewed by their whānau regularly, not just when they take their book home at the end of the year. Children being able to access their learning anytime, any place, anywhere is also very powerful. If they're away or sick, it means that they can continue learning at home and they don't get left behind.
I like having use of options on how I can share my work. We get to create videos, posters, collages, presentations and documents. I also like that I can still access my work at home and work from there. I love being online.
I think I am more engaged and motivated. Why? Because I can now use images and short videos to help and support my learning in a better and different way.
I like sharing on my Chromebook because it gives me really awesome feedback from my friends, teachers, and my family.
I also like commenting because I can communicate with my friends and get better because they can tell me what I need to fix up. And my favorite thing about my Chromebook is that there are much more creative ways to share and it is much more fun and easier to collaborate.
When I came here, I couldn't read. It's easier now because there are speakers to listen to the story. I can go back in the book to check answers in the story. I read at least twice a day. Now I understand big words. I can write better because I have more words to use and I understand the structure.
I feel that I can work independently. I know what to do and where to go to gather information. I have instant access to Google, YouTube and websites. I also like how we can now share our work with my friends, teachers from schools and my whānau.
One thing I have noticed with my child's learning is that he's more interactive and showing me what he's been doing for the day, and especially on his on the computer at home, saying whether we've been doing this today, doing that, or I'd wish to go on and show you what my score is on certain games, educational ones.
The changes that I have seen in Amita's learning since our school has been a digital school is that I find Amita talking about a lot of other subjects that I think, wow, does she know that? And I'm confident that if she needed to find out something like, say, a recipe or a fact about something, that she could independently go and Google that and find that out. I know that she's really engaged in her learning a lot more. I'm really happy with the changes that I've seen in Amita's learning.
The biggest development I have noticed with my girls at school is that they want to come to school now. Originally they were not keen on school, but I think they are a lot more curious and inquisitive at home. If they hear new words and new concepts, they are asking for it to be explained. And we have noticed that they are more confident in their reading. They go to bed at night and they can read their own stories, and it's wonderful.
My child has become more advanced with technology, becoming a very confident individual. She is able to step outside her comfort zone, accepting challenges, working through the programs on her device, which is creating accelerated learning. I feel as a parent, my child is learning great life skills for the future to help her cope independently without the skills of a teacher.
She tells us what she wants to know and what she wants to learn, and she'll come to us for help. It was probably nearly a month off when she had surgery for appendicitis, but at that point we could actually, we brought her Chromebook home where her teacher had loaded up activities for her to do, and we found that really beneficial because she was continuing her schoolwork even though she couldn't be with her other classmates. But she was kept up to speed with everything else, with her reading and her writing, and it was most beneficial. She's taken her own learning into her own hands now, and she lets us know what she needs to continue on, and we think it's been really great.
The LCN journey has been an interesting and an exciting journey. We have now come the full circle with thinking that LCN was all about modern learning environments, finding out and being challenged about an achievement challenge, to now having both the modern learning environment and the achievement challenge. We have introduced Chromebooks to our Year 4 to 8 students and have been accepted as part of the Manaia outreach program. This is a very logical progression, and it supports the work that we have done as an LCN network.